What's up, everyone? Jason Gilbo here at JGilbo11, breaking down some top stacking options on tonight's slate. This should be another high-scoring one. Kind of pivoting away from the stacks I was looking at last night. Cubs are off the table for me tonight. I think Houston's back on board. Coors obviously in a better spot. We'll talk Coors here first. This is obviously a spot that was a big letdown last night outside of really Arenado. Tyler Chatwood on the hill, 347 Woba to lefties, 337 Woba to righties. He's always been a guy who's been serviceable outside of Colorado, but in Colorado, not where I'm really looking to use him. I like the Mets stack here once again: Conforto, Cabrera, Bruce Cespedes, Neil Walker. Those are the five that I'd be looking to use unless they shake up something in that order. You got Rosario as well, highly touted prospect. He'll be in the lineup. I think once again you can still look at these back end guys and consider using them too. So I like the Mets stack. I think Colorado's much more in play here with Chris Flexen on the hill. This is a guy who's making his second big league start in Coors. Looked awful against the Padres and Petco. Blackman, LeMahieu, Arenado, Parra, Reynolds, Cargo, Story. If Luke Roy's in the lineup and doesn't get scratched again, you can look at him. 7 run total there, 6 run total for the Mets. We should get some pretty high scoring totals there, would be my guess. Next park I do want to look at that's Texas and Seattle. This is a spot that cleaned up last night. I expect much of the same here with these two arms. Ariel Miranda is a big fly ball pitcher, 45% fly ball rate to righties, 217 ISO allowed, mediocre strikeout stuff. I'm looking at the righties here hard. I know some of these guys don't have a ton of power against righties, kind of like Andrus and DeShields, but I like the upside there. I love Mike Napoli tonight. Beltre, I like that right-handed stack of DeShields, Andrus, Beltre, Napoli there. Even Chu hasn't really been all that bad against lefties, 330 Woba. So I love the upside. Vegas is looking at about a 5.5 total. These guys have pretty notable numbers against lefties. Mike Napoli, especially this year, 348 ISO, 362 Woba. He's kind of that standout option. And on the Seattle side, I mean, Cashner's been a guy who's just continues to flirt with disaster and continues to get out of it. I can tell if you're off of him and you're sick of stacking against Cashner, you can hop off. But over a 5 Sierra, I mean, I still think the regression's coming. I love the lefties here: Ben Gamble, Robinson Cano, Kyle Seager, Jared Dyson's up in the lineup, but Segura, Cruz are also in play as well. Cashner's actually rolled a pretty decent amount of ground balls against righties this year, 59%. The fly ball rate is coming against the lefties, so I may stick with just the lefties and kind of go with Gamble, Cano, Seager, but Cruz and Segura are at nice prices as well. And you also got to think if they're getting to this bullpen that's been really bad all year, they're going to put up some more runs. So I like that. Moving on here, I like Boston tonight. I think this is a good spot against Trevor Bauer. Bauer's been a guy who pretty pedestrian numbers against both sides of the plate. He's either on or he's off. He is wild. It depends on what lineup we get shaken out here, but Eduardo Nunez has been on fire since coming to Boston. Betts, Benintendi, Hanley, Jackie Bradley Jr., even Devers, who's been really solid. This is a good spot against both sides of the plate. I mean, Bauer does struggle more against lefties this year, 356 Woba, 321 nice Woba. But overall, I think it's an intriguing stack. The Vegas total is always high on Boston. It's going to be tonight. But in that ballpark, I mean, we've actually seen some decent stacking nights out of them in kind of inopportune spots. So I don't mind going that direction. Next one I do want to look at, you can stack Indians as well. I'm just going to kind of brush over that one quickly. Purcell's been bad against both sides of the plate. Cleveland's obviously a top stack. Any night they're going to play a subpar average pitcher at best, so expect them to be somewhat popular. I want to go to Baltimore here, and I like both sides of this. Jason Vargas, obviously a guy with some regression, big fly ball rate outside of Kaufman. That's not a good spot. Guys like Scope, who mashed lefties, 397 Woba, 305 ISO, Wellington Castillo, Tim Beckham's there now, Adam Jones, Manny Machado, obviously. These guys are all in play. Trumbo's banged up, so I don't mind Mancini. These are good options here against Vargas. I think Baltimore's going to be somewhat overlooked on tonight's slate where, you're going to get a couple one-offs with Machado, Jones, but I don't think anyone's going to go really the full stack. So I definitely don't like Baltimore on this one. But I do like Kansas City. Jeremy Hellickson, this is a guy picked on in Philadelphia. Now he's moving to Extremely bad ballpark, for his status. I mean, under a 40% ground ball rate to both sides, 330 wOBA to righties, 351 wOBA to lefties. Whit Merrifield, Lorenzo Cain, Melky, Cabrera, Eric Hosmer, Salvador Perez, Mike Moustakas, all really good numbers. The lefties stand a good chance here in this ballpark with their home run potential. So I like this one a lot. I think Kansas City is an overlooked one. I think you're going to get Washington. You're going to get Coors. You're going to get Cleveland as kind of your other stacks. LA is going to draw some interest as well with those lefties. So this is going to be something that there's a lot of stacking options. I try to narrow it down as much as I could for the best ones, but Washington's another team that are in play with those bats that we know that they can put up anything in a quick amount of time. So kind of rank them here. Obviously, Coors comes in, Colorado, and New York, and I'm kind of looking at Baltimore, Kansas City, Boston, Cleveland as kind of those other ones to round out, and then Texas, Seattle as well. So sticking with those good ballparks should get the job done. So let's wrap things up. You can download DaveFastCafe.com, check out our tools and content.